Hey everybody, welcome to the channel for Monday Motivation here. My name is Fedra. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. I hope you're going to like this discussion. We're going to talk about transformation and movement and how you can transform in movement and in dance. Let me know if you hear the audio okay, and that it's all balanced out, you can hear me. But today on the channel is a wonderful sister of mine in the community. She's also part of the Sound Circle. If you've seen a number of our events that we do monthly, Stephanie Kiser, and she is going to tell her story about how movement and dance have come into her life. I'm going to talk about mine, and she is definitely one of the advocates that got me to be very comfortable in my body over these past few years. So again, thank you for coming, but more so that we're going to just hopefully motivate someone today. It's been the start of the week. It's astrologically, it's crazy. Welcome to Mercury retrograde. We're going to have that until now for the rest of the month. So if you're feeling it, you're feeling it. But today we're going to have some feel-good thoughts and stories.
Absolutely, and hopefully you'll be motivated by by my life story with dance, and it'll inspire you to get movement while we're going through this Mercury retrograde. It'll help you get through all the chaos. At least it did for me.
And if you have any questions, or if you want to communicate in the chat with me, let me know. Again, if you have any questions for Stephanie or myself. But it's more so about just discussing this time where we're stressed, right? We'll be stagnant. We won't be moving. When I'm not on here, I'm sitting a lot. How many of us are sitting in front of a computer or on the iPad or watching TV or just literally on our phone? When we should be active, we should be moving. We should take that time to do it. But do we really? Do we really? Not so much. Right. So I'd say for me, I was only comfortable dancing in my family's home. Right. Or just the regular, thing of going to school, dances, those types of things. But I never was a dancer. Would you say that dance has kind of followed through your life, or has it always been a part of it, or?
Actually, yeah. I'm not a professionally trained dancer, but I love the movement. I love how it makes me feel. And I started a little bit later in life going to places and dancing, probably 28 to 30 years old. I started going to the club and started dancing. I was a young mom, so it was finally my time to get out to be able to do some movement and some dance. So that's kind of really where I got my passion for dance in the beginning. But it really came into play when I went through my separation and divorce. And these wings came into play early on, which really saved me in my emotional regulation. I used them a lot whenever I was feeling any sort of emotions and stuff. I went through a lot in that period of time.
Yeah.
I had a lot of family stuff we had to adjust, and there was just things that I had to go through. And I remember getting these wings, and I was just so excited. I got them at the mall at Earthbound, and I remember sending a picture to someone with them on, and I was just it just felt so freeing already just to have them. And I didn't know exactly how they were going to expand me in that moment when I bought them. But I do remember, in some of my difficulty, when I first had the separation and our first Christmas, we had family plans and then they fell through. And I was so brokenhearted having my first Christmas and not being able to celebrate with my family. So before I responded to the message of finding out we wouldn't be celebrating Christmas, I went out to the park and I put my wings on and I cried and I danced through the pain that I was feeling with the wings on. So it was it was an uplift. It was able to let me release the emotions that I was feeling, but also in the same sense of changing my physiology and my mindset and bring me back to a happiness and joy to where I could respond better to my daughter's text message at the time, because if I would have done it beforehand, I would have been in reactions instead of response. So it really helped flip that script to be able to, write it up the proper way and deal with my own emotions already at the time.
Can you dive in and just talk a little bit more on what you mean by emotionally regulating with the shawl? I get it, but chances are they don't get it. What made that connection to you when you got these beautiful wings and you're just like, I'm gonna dance with them? Like what were you thinking about? What inspired that too?
The wings itself, I mean, they were just so beautiful and felt like angelic and free. You know, I already did like have the passion for dance, but this just really added a different element to feeling like a bird and, you know, just having that freedom to move. And, you know, and I navigated my way through them when I got them and took them to different places, and the responses that I got from other people and sharing my love, you know, of dance. And I would give the wings to other people and let them run around and dance with them. I even had men who would put on the wings.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
We need more men fairies.
Absolutely.
You know?
They would take off running and with the wings on. Little kids, I would have little kids that would fly with them too.
Hey, Kyle, welcome to the chat. Welcome.
So it really opened up a whole door of not only just, you know, like you were asking about the emotional regulation part of it. I don't know how to explain.
Because what I think that maybe are my wings, even though I don't have the wings, is if you're local in Florida, there are drum circles and they're at the beach. The main one that we go to is in Treasure Island. It's been there, I believe, over 50 years. They go every Sunday. And we have a beautiful drum circle where people dance in circle or kind of half circle. But I would bring like a shawl and I would like kind of skirt it up or skirt it around me. And to me, it was kind of like my protection, because I feel giving space between people to dance and move and not be so conscious of like, do I really look okay dancing like this? So is that what you mean by like emotional regulation? Or, because that's me, you know, because I don't really dance a lot. Like, again, you got me into dancing. Elizabeth, if she's watching, she got me into dancing. She's the one who took me to the drum circle for the first time back in 2022, which is many years ago. But I've always been that wallflower. Like, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know the steps. I don't have choreography. I didn't take dance classes, you know?
Me either. And that's the beautiful thing about, you know, putting these on. That just made me feel to have the freedom to just move your body and feel the music. And that's what I mean about, you know, emotional regulation. I could just feel the music and just feel through my body and just let the movement take everything that I was feeling at that moment, and it would just flow through me and enable me to get through. Even though I was emotional when I started, you know, I would have tears rolling, but then something changed, something would switch when I would get into the movements, and you know, I used
Okay, but are you by yourself? Are you dancing in a crowd, or?
Oh, I do all of it, but at first I started by myself.
Okay, I had to go to therapy before I could cry in front of anybody, so you're already showing how brave you are in that level, because I wouldn't be able to do that. Dance and cry in front? No.
Well, I would go to a park and be underneath a tree,
Okay.
you know, and I would just feel
You're
through the
solid.
emotions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and just feel through my emotions and just let it flow, because we need to process those emotions so that we don't compartmentalize them and hang on to them. So you know, the energy gets trapped in your body when you're feeling certain emotions, whether it be sad, angry, anxiety, depression, any of that stuff. Movement is like the key to getting you through a lot of those emotions. You know, it's okay to feel them, but you have to process them and let them go and let them flow through you so you don't hang on to it. And then the dancing itself brings you back up to that happiness and joy, and it all depending on what song I would play too. I had certain songs like Beautiful and Broken and Unstoppable, The Champion, like just so that it would uplift me to another level. to empower me to get through that moment. And then dance would just bring me up. And then by the end of me doing that, I go to the park maybe 10, 15 minutes, 30 minutes at most, and get through the dancing. And then boom, here I am. I can get back into my life and roll through the rest of my day and just set my day up for a beautiful day just by movement.
So I felt that way when I did ecstatic dance, and when I tried that out, it took a lot of inner work and a lot of steps to get to ecstatic dance, because even then, like, I was just not comfortable, again, just in my body or being around people's, inner space. Like, I didn't want to step on somebody's toe or knocking anybody or touching someone awkwardly, that's the anxiety that I had with stepping into that. But I felt that way. I felt like this wash of, like, all emotions were, like, gone. Plus, I felt like I got my steps in when we talk about movement, when we do, the dancing, that it felt great. I know that I've seen you at different ecstatic dances. Have you done that for a while? Like, what would you say your experience in ecstatic dance is?
Honestly, I've done a couple of actual ecstatic dances. I did one in Dallas last year with a friend of mine who took me to a place, and there was probably about 30 people there, and I just felt so comfortable floating around, and it was just very very non-judgmental, very open. It made you feel comfortable doing the dancing because they did a circle before, and then they do a circle after, kind of like do something before to introduce everyone and what to maybe expect. And if people just wanted to sit and just feel the energy, they could do that. It was your freedom of choice to do that. And then we did our dancing, and then afterwards they would ask us how we felt afterwards. What did it bring up? Like, it's almost like a meditative state you can get in from doing a static dance, and process some things that way as well. So we would share after the dance.
The ones I went to, we did like a cacao ceremony, but we didn't really discuss after. It was kind of like, dance party, like the setup. But I still loved it that everyone was still very respectful of the space of everyone, and you could bring wings, and you could bring shawls, and you could make it funky. Some people had like the dark light and bubbles. Oh my god, I love bubbles.
It's actually, ecstatic dance is perfect for someone who, like you said, had some reservations and a wall up about space and stuff like that, because there is some rules to doing a static dance to protect people when they are dancing, to be able to be in their own space.
Right. I think one of them is eye contact, right? Like, if you have eye contact, then you can kind of like intervene in it and just like dance together. Or
there's something that if you don't want to dance, you put a hand up, that allows the person to know that you don't want to dance or whatnot. There's just certain things that create a healthy boundary for anybody who's looking to, or just starting out on the dance journey. Ecstatic dance is really good about that. And so you don't have to worry about typical things if you, like, when you go to a club and someone coming up and stuff like that, But I think everybody should dance. It's such a
But it was a huge step. It was a huge step when I did go to a club, because I was just like, at first I'm like, what am I doing here? But then after you get into that, after a long period of time of not, like, there's just a certain, like, rush of energy when you're there with the people.
I do
doing it
experience
safely,
that.
though.
Yeah, personally, I do enjoy that as well. For me, because I have such the passion for movement and dance and things like that. So it is a nice reciprocal feeling, because I enjoy the dance, but then I also enjoy watching the others and connecting, and just having that whole. Everybody forgets the issues that are going on in the world when you bring music and dance together. It's just such a beautiful, combination of seeing people do that. And so right now, in the state of the world right now, we do need to work on things
Coming together,
movement, loving, processing our emotions, so that way we're not projecting it on other people as well. We need to be able to process those things within ourselves.
I mean, how many times do we take life so seriously that we forget to celebrate life?
Yeah.
Just celebrate it.
And bring out that inner child too. People forget to play and bring out that inner child.
Playfulness.
If you think of it through the eyes of a child, they have no fear. They have their boundaries. They know when to say yes and no.
And they're silly
Yeah.
and goofy.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, get out there and bring out that inner child and have fun with it. And everybody should move. It's so healthy for you to do. I've seen it where I used to be a weight loss coach, and I would make
You have said that, but like I still can't believe it. I'm like, out of the way that I know you and love you, I'm like, I haven't heard these stories. So I'm just like, I love it.
Yeah, so I would encourage them to do what they love. You don't have to be necessarily in a gym working out. You can do it through dance. You can do it through other things that you enjoy, as long as you're moving your body and burning those calories. I actually want to learn, I forget the name of the dance, where you move your feet like in and out. It's like an old type dance from like the 30s or 40s or whatever. And so I saw this lady on
I've always
Facebook.
wanted to do swing, but you gotta have some stamina. Let alone the person has to be strong enough to like pick you up and like turn you and stuff. But that's like so romantic.
I've done West Coast swing and stuff. If I have a good lead, I can follow.
Right.
I'm not necessarily the best at leading. I'll try, but I'm better at following someone in that. But
well, speaking of following, I do want to say, if y'all are watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This is how I grow. This is how people get to see Stephanie and how these stories get told and shared. So if you are liking it, if you're feeling a little bit more motivated to move around, definitely press like and subscribe, but definitely press the bell, because the bell is going to notify you when I'm coming up with all the stuff that I have, like tarot and music. And also on the 19th, which is 9 days from now, we're going to be going live with the Sound Circle, and that's absolutely free. We do, of course, take donations. It goes to all the musicians, but we're going to be playing a sound bath for you all for November. And we'd love for you to be there.
absolutely, it brings us so much joy and happiness to bring that healing to other people.
It's
Thank
like,
you, Fedra, for starting that.
like, I don't even know if it's my ego, but my favorite part, honestly, when we go live is when you all introduce yourself to the camera, because it's really intimidating for everyone to like step up on whoever is watching, but then you get to showcase yourself. You get to share what you want people to see, and just like honor the service that you provide. And if we're able to do that once a month, and if you just reach one person, I'm good.
Thank you, Fedra, also for that. You're expanding me on getting me out here talking and sharing my voice. And
It's what you want to do,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, you're so gorgeous.
Aww.
And
Thanks
you
for
have-
the no one.
And you have so many stories that like I could cry. It's like everyone needs to hear them. And like really for me, like I had a lot of body issues. Stemming from the way I grew up with my family, certain ex-lovers,
Yes.
and it really made me self-conscious to the point where avoided for a time wearing like revealing clothing, not wanting to really go into crowds, not wanting to even put myself out there in that way. And then guess what happens? Women don't feel sexy then.
Right.
Women don't feel desired. And I'm sure it's the same thing for men.
Yeah.
When men are like up against the wall and they don't want to make a move because they're going to offend some type of female. And then it's like, yeah, but I want to feel desired. I want to move and express, and yet I can't. And it was those like steps of pushing through my discomfort.
Yeah.
Like getting to the point where, like you said, like I don't want to feel like this anymore. So it is the environment, but I think ultimately it's about your choice. And what they don't know that I know is you choose to do this a lot more often than I have. So can you maybe share about, some of the places that you've gone to dance? And
Absolutely.
and anything that you would find, because I remember when I saw you at Roots to Crown, not only were you like a beaming light, but it was, you know, how you presented yourself, just like this, with the shawls, the colorful, you know, I mean, you didn't have flowers, you had
This is new from the last couple of months.
you had the crown with the crystals that I loved.
Yeah,
So.
I wore that the other day too. It just depends on my feeling the angelic energy or the goddess energy, so I switched those out. But yes, I'll tell you one of my favorite memories with sharing the wings is 3 years ago. My roommate and I wanted to go to Stevie Nicks. We didn't have tickets, and so we went on a chance to see if we could get in. And I had light up wings at that time,
Right.
white light up wings. So I'm asking people and things like that, and not getting anybody. I got one person that had one ticket, and I said, okay, I need two, but I'll get your number just in case. Her name also was my name, Stephanie, so I kind of knew that was a sign that things were to come. And then I think a couple more girls walked up, nothing. One more girl walked up, and I asked her, I said, well, we want to get in. Do you guys have any tickets? And she goes, actually, we had 3 people that didn't show up. She's like, come on in.
Nice.
So they took us in. Well, at the amphitheater, it was packed like sardines, and I wanted to dance. And so I got on the stairs, and we stayed there for a majority of the time. And then I went in the front of where everybody was standing. There was where the lawn is, and there's a little hill up there. And I took my wings, and I just went up there running into the, in front of the crowd with my wings, just waving them and everything. And then before you knew it, the girls were taking off their little shawls, and they were all waving their shawls, and there was probably about 10 or 15 girls that were out there dancing. And I saw one girl, and she had really smooth lines, and I said, are you a professional dancer? And she was like, I used to. She said, but you know what? You getting out here doing this, she said, you inspired me to get back to dance. And she said, look at all these people. Look at what you created. And at that moment, I realized the impact of being out there, being the first one to get out there and dance, and how it trickle effects to other people. It gives them that permission to get out there and be free and dance. So that to me is so rewarding when I get out there and dance. That's what highlights me and gets me out there doing that, because it'll get people who may not necessarily have that wall of uncomfortability, but they see you out there. I'll call them out there, or I'll go up there to dance with them and embrace them and support them and show them the freedom that they can have from the movement. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things.
So when you're saying to lead by example, I mean, are you suggesting, from what I'm hearing, that if it's someone like myself, that I should maybe start like alone in a park with my wings by a tree? Like, how would you suggest if somebody does want to take it, to that level? Would you say a support system is good, or you're just kind of like, maybe you should try in your living room first, or
that's what I was gonna
try like the park, or
yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. Everybody has their own way of how they would cope and do that. So find out what your niche is. You can do this at home. Start in your living room, do your own little dance party, and get the movement going and get your energy up, and there's happy endorphins and stuff like that to set up your day. That's what I do in the morning. I'll do meditation, and I'll dance afterwards or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh.
I used to. I that's what I did a lot in the past. I need to get back to it, actually, so I'm glad that we're having this conversation.
We're putting it on the
We
Monday.
are,
On the
yes,
Monday.
we are.
We're like,
Motivational Monday.
Tuesday morning, she's meditating and doing a little dance.
Yeah, that was part of my routine. Just go out at the park under a tree, meditate, and then I would dance afterwards, and it would lift up my energy to start my day, and I would have a much better day just getting out there and doing that.
Oh, we have a question here. Okay, so Mike asks, does Stephanie have any advice about feeling more confident when you feel low self-esteem about your body? Good one. I mean, to me, I did mirroring for a long time. That does take a while, because at first you're kind of faking it to make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to know what you would say for that.
Repeat the question for me one more time.
Yes. Does Stephanie have any advice about feeling more confident when you feel low self-esteem about your body?
Honestly, I've not had that. I I never focused myself on the external. For me personally in my journey, I've always been a heart-centered person, and I go with what I have to offer from within. So I never really was one of those ones that would get in the mirror or like be uncomfortable with my body. But it did help me, and I'm sure it would help any other people that do have those things, you know, that the self conscious or whatnot. I guess it would be the same thing. I've had those feelings of like holding myself back and not feeling good enough, those kind of things. You know?
Okay.
I've had those kind of things to work through. So, let's see, how would I uplift someone with that? I mean,
To me, like, while you're thinking, you know, I would go with a lot of how you present yourself right now. Like, you have a lot of your favorite things that you're wearing, right?
I'm like walking art.
You really are.
I know.
Like, they
I'm
don't
realizing
understand.
that. I'm
Like, I will
realizing that.
vouch for her. This is her every day, y'all. Like, this ain't just for today. Like, this is her. And I really love that expression. So, I mean, let me ask this. Did this happen over time? Like, kind of correlating your makeup, your headdresses, your jewelry, like, because that's what I would say. Like, I would say play with that. Play with what you want to present yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just love vibrancy and color, and I just feel like it's an extension of who I am, you know, and from the inside. So this is just, you know, the things that I put together, and favorite things that I put on that I love. And actually that can build your confidence too, is just putting on the things that you love that make you feel good, you know, despite what you may think what other people think. It's not about that. It's about what you feel and what makes you happy to wear, and not worry about what other people think about that. It took me a while to get there. This has been over a little bit of time on my journey in the last probably 5 years. I always was about the makeup, colors, you know, when I used to do the makeup and stuff like that.
I use breath actually, because what I mean by that is, especially in the beginning when I was at the drum circle, I really did feel like an idiot. I felt like an idiot, like walking into the sand and going into the circle and just kind of like hovering there. But then I would breathe. I would literally take it in, and then just like literally remind myself that everybody's in their own world. Like, nobody is staring at me right now.
Right.
Like, and if they are, it's like a split second. So just wash it off.
9 times out of 10, it's our own inner fight that we're having, the
dialogue.
The dialogue that you're having from within that kind of holds you back from getting out there and doing that.
And we've kind of held onto all of these comments over the years, months, weeks, whatever, and we're holding on to it. And it's like, I don't know, like for me, like over time, it's just let go. And I mean, I think that was 2 weeks ago, at least, when I was there at the drum circle, and it was raining, and I was dancing in the rain. Like, I lost control for a second, in a good way.
Yeah.
It was like
So
I wasn't
freeing, right?
thinking, I was just moving, and those drums were like banging. Like, it was like,
It was like a cleansing.
it was like quantum shifting. Like the frequency was like wah 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 wah, and I was like, I'm feeling it, and like I just did anything that came to mind, and I was tired because it was like I wasn't conscious of like how much like energy that takes to move, but yeah, it's like time didn't exist at that point. So it's I think just practicing, like I don't know, like just keep doing it, which is so funny because a lot of people say that to me. They're like, just go ahead and do it, you know, and practice and just
Do it
over
on your
time.
own. Do it in your living room. Dance in front of the mirror and just have fun with it. You know, get yourself acclimated to the movement and being comfortable, and that you'll build up your confidence in due time. I want to tell a story though of someone at Sacred Space, you know, when we had an ecstatic dance. who was having some emotions at the time, and you know, didn't feel like she could get out there and dance. She thought she had to be happy to come out there and dance. And I said, you got it reversed. I said that it's the other way around. And I said, you get out there and you dance, no matter how you're feeling. You gotta kind of get that dialogue and talk to yourself, and know that at the end of this, you're gonna feel better. You'll start feeling it, but it's that initial, just kind of inspire yourself to get out there and do it, and then it's going to change your physiology, moving around. That's what I was saying. As a weight loss coach, I would recommend that to people. Sometimes it's a hard thing when you have depression and anxiety because it holds you back.
Yes.
But yet the exercise or the dancing is what actually will
Propel you.
So I had a lot of patience with that. I had a lot of patience
I keep
with that.
saying that to a lot of people because they're just like, I don't have any energy, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, I know. That's why you gotta make yourself do it. And it's especially on those times. Like,
Yeah, it's more of a mental, I would say,
push.
dialogue with yourself, and building up your confidence little by little. You know, like I said, do it in your living room, whatever favorite music you have, and just feel it. And, you know.
I did Zumba. Have you ever done Zumba?
I did do Zumba. It's a long time.
I've done Zumba in the gym and I've done Zumba at home, and I absolutely love it. I really do. But I gotta honor the people in my life that were telling me that it's not gonna be comfortable, it's not gonna be easy, but you need to go to the gym anyway. And honestly, the times that I've felt the best about myself, the most proud, was when it was raining outside, it was cold outside. Man, I went and worked out when it was the hurricane here.
I got a story about that. That's funny. I was just looking at my things.
And people were like, you are crazy. And it's like, my trainer was so proud of me, but it was also just, it was me gratifying me of like, yeah, I am doing the hard shit.
I am the hurricane.
Yeah.
That was gonna be my story, because I did that a few years ago. I was on my way to Lakeland, and they just called for you not to be on the road, and I had to hurry up. I was gonna go be with my best friend. She was by herself,
Yeah.
and so I wanted to support her. So I'm on the way to Lakeland, nobody on the road, and the wind is blowing and everything. I decided to stop on the side of the road in my Jeep Wrangler, my yellow Jeep Wrangler, and dance on the top of my Jeep.
On top of the Jeep.
On the hood, on the top of the Jeep with my wings in this wind. I couldn't stay there very long, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. You know, I am the hurricane. I'm gonna do this, right? Yeah. So I went out there and I just did it for a few minutes. I was like, okay, gotta go. But at least I got out there and did it. And I also have had special moments where I've done it. I went to visit a cemetery for my friend who had passed away, and I saw where there was another service from an old neighborhood that I grew up in that was going to be there. And so for some reason I was being called to look for them when I was there too. And so I walk up and with my wings, and I'm like kind of prancing and stuff with my wings, and I find the lady of the service. And so I didn't even know her, and I got to talking to her about her person that she they were, you know, celebrating, you know, celebration of life for that person, and her and I got to be friends through that experience. And she just thought it was so beautiful that this person just showed up with these wings, you know, and just did a little bit of movement and things like that, you know, at the celebration of life. So it's just beautiful moments that I've had getting out there dancing, and then the impact that it has on other people. It's such a beautiful connection.
See, and people think that we always have to do something grand, where it's like, it is that simple. Like just your presence.
Do it for yourself.
Yes.
Whether it's if nobody else, do that for yourself. That's the self-love, you know, giving that to yourself, and giving yourself that energy, and getting the motivation by movement. And yeah, definitely self-love.
Yeah, that was definitely for me one, you know, groundbreaking step to appreciate myself more, was to get deeper into my body. And it also, you know, over time made me feel safe in spaces, and definitely with my support system like you and others, to be able to dance with, you know, women one-on-one, men one-on-one, even go in circle and dance in circles. just like, see, Fedra, like, you can do these things that you thought were uncomfortable. You thought that it was like never gonna happen, and then here you are. Look at you passing through that.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, I've seen you expand so much in the last 2 years. I would never have thought, you know, when I saw you out there. I think I saw you when you first went to the first drum circle, right? I think I was out there too, in Little Red.
In 2022, maybe?
No, not that one. But you did have the one Little Red outfit on, and you went out there, and you just looked like you were comfortable, and you knew what you were doing, and all of that stuff. But it's just our perception of ourselves and what we feel like we might look like. But dance like nobody's watching. Just move and get out there and do it. You know, it's such a beautiful, beautiful way of using our energy and uplifting ourselves. You know, through those hard times of life. I could not have gotten through my journey without dance. I was out dancing 4 nights a week in the first parts of my separation and divorce, and then when I found community 2 years ago, got more into the mind, body, and soul, and the ecstatic dance, and the drum circles. It became more with the tribes, and you know, doing it in the mind, body, and soul way, and the healing, and gaining more knowledge.
I just am seeing in the chat. Thank you, Mike, for those really nice words. That's really sweet of you. And he was just acknowledging what you said, that I've grown in the past few years, and he's very proud of me, and he loves me, and he is one of my biggest friends. He's my brother. I thank you for all that you do, Michael. Well, when it comes to, you know, now, like this week, I mean, I don't know what's going on in the events of Florida. I don't know. Do you know of any dance things coming up at all?
Not right offhand.
Because I know we're getting into the holiday of Thanksgiving. I know there's always races to do for charity, but don't really know right now of any upcoming. I know that there's some sound baths coming up at Sacred Space, so definitely want to shout out to them in Tampa. So if you're in Tampa, there's definitely events for sound baths, and that may be a way to just relax and get into frequency to move, making that intention to move.
Absolutely. St. Pete has a lot of things. I see a lot of stuff come through for dance and stuff like that. In St. Pete, they actually do it out by the pier, out on the beach itself. So I've seen a lot of those.
But I like what you're saying about if I'm at home, you know, maybe make a playlist of what I like and just make the atmosphere. Or, like you said, go out, grab your friend and just give it a shot. I mean, it's something where you don't know what's around that corner of how you're gonna feel afterward.
I did dance walking during COVID. Like I would get out and do walks because we couldn't really go to places.
That's true.
So I would just dance my way down to the park to go meditate underneath the tree.
I did a lot of meditation during COVID.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I gotta show you later that book. I feel like every woman, actually I should just grab it because it's right there. But I feel like every woman, I mean everyone can read it, but I just feel every woman in the world needs to read it. I'm just gonna hold it up.
I want to give a shout out to a song too. Go ahead with your book and then we'll.
So this is Your Goddess. Like definitely it is an amazing book. I did every meditation in that book during COVID. It's a chapter for every divine deity.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to read that. I'd like to give a shout out to one major song that helped me a lot on my journey, as I Love Myself by Shaka Khan. A friend of mine posted that on Facebook during COVID, and it's about self-love and just positivity through her music and her words on her journey. So that helped me a lot build up my self-esteem and confidence. So I would say to add to dancing, to put on a soundtrack like that when you're feeling kind of low and your self-esteem and things like that. Put on some positive affirmation music along with the dance movement to get that in your mind while you're processing things and you're doing your movements and stuff like that. It makes a big difference.
Well, let's segue into the other part of you expanding, because I have to drop a nugget in front of everyone. What about singing? What about like the releasing your voice. Can you talk about that movement? Because like we are literally polar opposite. Like you are like always dancing, always moving, always whimsical, and you're like opening up your voice. My voice is like open, but my body was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right?
Sorry about cursing, but I had to emphasize that. Like I've had, unfortunately, through, you know, and we don't really need to get into that because a lot of people aren't asking those questions, at least not yet. But you know, I went through a lot of trauma that pushed me out of my body. So this is where connecting back to my body, whether it's through holistic ways, retreats and ceremony, but really what has immersed me more, unfortunately, has been gym and dance. And I say unfortunately because in the gym, it's had to push me back into pain and seeing my limits of how I'm moving into what I'm pulling or what I'm like moving in, and having to sustain that, and then feeling where I'm almost gonna give up, and then I gotta push a little bit further and then stop. That's been like, holy shit, my body, like my heart rate is like, you know,
I have felt that because I've done martial arts, so I know what you're talking about. And
yeah.
Especially during tournament time, it was like turn it up, you know, go that extra mile and push that little extra for yourself. So for sure.
But I mean, you know, obviously before we get to it, I do want to emphasize that, you know, they say, I mean, I don't know if it's science or psychologists or whatever, but they always say that a lot of the trauma is in the hips, you know, that we store it in the hips. And I'm just standing because I'm shorter, so we will get to the dancing, but I feel it, you know, in here, and when I'm usually moving up in here, you know, I'm really feeling in the past more discomfort, right? And that's where I think people get like really in their head about it.
Yeah.
And that's where I loved how you said to either choose songs that they know or that they love, but also just being in nature with the birds and the sun and the wind. It's just gonna make you flow in such just a swaying way that it's just gonna naturally get you into that moving of feeling your
I've done that
feet,
too, where I just feel
know?
the nature because I live right off the water too. So it's nice to have the birds in the background, the squirrels, you know, signaling me too from the trees and all that stuff. So it's very nice to get out in nature and do your dancing too. But back to what you were saying about singing.
Yes, let's go into your voice.
Okay, so that's been a lot of challenge of opening up my throat chakra. It's taken a couple of years to get my voice back, and thanks to Fedra for helping expand me by being in this group of people, because she made it so comfortable in a non-judgment environment where we can just fully be ourselves. We just close our eyes and we just channel in naturally what comes through, and you know, she'll take the lead on making all the weird sounds to kind of get us, you know, our voices to come out and stuff like that. So I'm still working on that part of things for myself when she holds back a little bit.
To be silly, to be goofy again.
Or to, you know, to make those awkward sounds. But yeah, I'm finding my voice. You know, finally I feel like I'm freeing my voice to come out there and use my voice with singing.
Moira67 says she loves your hair. I'm guessing she loves yours. So just want to let you know.
See? We're both sporting the red.
We are sporting the red. I'm just like all tied back today.
Well, the red came back because my past version, I said bye-bye to her, the one who didn't believe in herself, the one who held herself back, not feeling enough just a few weeks ago. And so it prompted me to go back and change to the brighter red color in my vibrancy and bring that new version that I'm stepping into now. So yeah, that's where it all came from.
Well, thank you for thanking me. But as I said, you know, privately, it's all you. It's really all of us just coming together, all of us opening up in our own pace.
Yeah,
you know? And I really think that when we immerse into our body, like naturally the voice is gonna come, and I guess vice versa, you know? It's like all connected. So we're just tuning in on the parts of us that are being healed, you know, organically through our journey, you know, through the points that are coming at like, hey Stephanie, look at this, and you're like, got it. Like, Fedra, what about that? Got it. And like when we, I don't know, I'm just a very driven person. Like that's the passion of for me, because several teachers in my life said that, you know, if you don't explore, if you don't study, if you don't strive, you might as well be dead already. And that's a very hard statement to make, but I really deem it did, because the more that I challenge myself and the more that I explore of myself, the more I feel like I can do it, you know? And I want to like be everyone's cheerleader in that way, because then it's like, if I can do it, you could do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I got out of you. Like when I saw you, it was just like, I can dance. Like I may not be like her, you know, which is amazing. Like I swear, like there were times like, because I remember it, like I mean, I just couldn't take my eyes off you. You were just so whimsical, and you have that fairy vibe, girl.
I'm actually really seeing that more clearly myself. Like I said, when that past version left, it was like I had a filter over myself. But now that is gone, I'm seeing more of myself, and I'm seeing more clearly the impact that I'm making on people. And I'm very humble about that. You know, I do love to inspire people.
Stay humble. Y'all stay humble. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I want some people to feel what I feel when I'm doing passionate things, and want to give you that permission slip to be okay and dance like nobody's watching. It's a beautiful thing. And I love to watch people just starting out, you know, getting on that, and then watching them grow and expand from where they were, you know, to moving into different, you know, modes of their healing and whatever, you know, lifting themselves up and getting more comfortable, more confident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing men too. I love when men start to shake it and get down, you know, showing their rooster side or their peacock side. Like, I love that.
I had a Native American sister send me something on that. Like, why can't the men dance like the birds or something like that?
Yes, queen. Yeah, get understood. I want to see it. Like, talk about eye candy. Like, that's delicious, you know. Even if they're making, like, even if they're being goofy, just that shows their expression. And it shows a side of them that they're like peeping out, and like that's special. That's a special moment. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna drop my hair down, which means it's time. It is time for people to know how to find you, know where they can reach you, and then yeah, we're gonna get into some dancing real quick and kind of end it on that note.
I've got some social media set up. I have not officially put myself out there yet, but it's the Fairy Wise Mermaid, Faery Wise Mermaid all together. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, so watch out for me. I'll be up and coming.
If you want to go into the channel, you'll find several videos where Stephanie and I actually sang at Sweetwater Organic Farms here in Florida. So you can hear her lovely voice. She absolutely killed Zombie. And then you can always check back in our videos on the sound baths. She is there as well, playing instruments and singing as well. So look forward to us on the 19th. We'll have the live stream. So definitely press again the bell to just get notified, and like and subscribe. And I hope you love this segment. I hope you got motivated to move just a little bit this week. Now we're gonna tone down.
Motivation Music Monday with
We're
10.
gonna tone down the music now and get into some dance flow.
Yeah. Perfect. Turn this on yet?
Yeah, you can do the. Yeah, definitely.
How do I get to the song?
It should be in the other tab.
Which one?
Right.
We positive, beautiful chorus.
Magic and wonder, brilliance and